Hi, I'm Dr. James Pogue. January 20th, 2009 marks the inauguration date of Barack Obama as President of the United States. Today we speak to some Greater Binghamton residents to get their thoughts and reactions. Binghamton, with a population of about 250,000 people, contains individuals of varying backgrounds. When speaking with residents of Greater Binghamton area, it became increasingly clear that the energy sparked by Obama's campaign and eventual election was still alive and well. While some expressed excitement and anticipation about the possibilities, others were looking ahead to the months and perhaps years of hard work it may take to make his presidency a success here in Binghamton. Pastor Alan Spite and Mrs. Michelle Spite have lived in Binghamton for about 3 years. Pastor Spite leads the Greater Faith and Deliverance Church, while his wife is an agent for State Farm. Okay, January 20th is upon us with the election of President Barack Obama. A lot of things are going on, a lot of people feeling particular ways. Where are you all with things? How are things going with you in terms of the inauguration?
Well, I'm extremely excited about what's going on. It's a new era for the United States. It helps to create a sense of hope, specifically in the African American community. So this just kind of shows our people that we can do anything, that all things are possible.
Clearly, I see that even in the depiction of his address when he was actually made president-elect. To me, it was a refreshing sense of hope because we, for once, saw America. There was a potpourri of everyone, and I think that to me, that's just the epitome of hope. To know that if we collectively come together as a people, not just a black people, not just a Caucasian people, but together as the American people, that the sky's the limit as to what we can achieve, and that really brought a refreshing sense of hope for me.
Mr. Eugene Burns is a lifetime resident of Binghamton, New York. He ran a family business in the area for over 30 years. Currently, he is the chair of the Democratic Committee, having been a member since 1970. He's run for political office multiple times, both local and statewide. Mr. Burns is married to Ellen. He has 2 adult children, Brenda and Megan.
Well, it's an exciting day, clearly, and the incoming Democratic Obama administration represents an opportunity for our country to set the ship of state back in good order. And I think by the leadership in President-elect Obama and the team that he's assembled, we have a good chance to recover from some poor leadership. And in addition to that, I think that the new administration offers a lot of spirit and hope and confidence to the American people on all levels.
Valerie Hampton is a longtime resident of Binghamton. As the Affirmative Action Officer at Binghamton University, she has seen a great deal of change take place both at the university and in the community. Valerie is married to Glenn Hampton and is the mother of 1, Morgan.
I am excited. This is very historical at this point. It has a feel to it that is hard to describe. Some of it is very emotional, that yes, he's an African American, someone who looks like me and has a similar experience that I've had in America. But at the same time, the feeling has been coming from everyone else. And I guess maybe that's that sense of hope that everyone is having that was part of the impetus that got him elected president. So I'm really excited about the prospect of seeing someone who looks like me, but more importantly, who represents truly America.
Katie Bucci McGowan is a longtime resident of Binghamton. She's extremely involved in education and has worked for Binghamton University and the Career Development Center. Currently, she works in admissions at Broome County Community College.
I'm really excited that our country is moving forward, and I think President Obama promises change, and I think he can deliver, so I'm very eager for it to all occur.
New York Styles Barbershop, located in Johnson City, New York, is a landmark in the minds and hearts of many in the Greater Binghamton area. Today we speak with 3 young entrepreneurs, Joe Face Becker, Raphael Van Dunk, and Anthony Irvin, who call this place home.
Everybody's excited. They think it's a broad change, it's a fresh start, and it might bring some actual change to the country. Not just because of who it is or what it represents, but just because of the whole movement, his views, his opinions on certain subjects. And the young people are really excited.
And do you have any thoughts on the inauguration? What are your feelings, thoughts about what's happening, what's not happening, how it's affecting you?
I can't wait to see the so-called change.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very anxious to see what's going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
If this change is really going to come.
Right.
I feel it's positive in the fact that we've been dealing with George Bush and his problems
Mm-hmm.
the last 8 years. So I feel that this could be a good move.
Mm-hmm.
Positive change come out of it, hopefully.
Are you going to watch the speech?
Yes.
Is there anything in particular that you're listening for?
Well, I think what the country is looking for, and I'm part of the country, is we're looking for someone who can say with confidence that there's a path forward and that we're going to follow it. Understanding it's not going to be easy.
Well, I don't even know if it's what he said, but how he said it. I find him very pragmatic, and I find him very different. Of course he's a politician, but I think how he approaches this is very different than how other people have approached this position before. He leads me to believe that what he says can happen and be true.
I think he's very honest and straightforward about he can't do it alone, and it's not going to happen on January 20th. This America's not going to be a different place, you know, even in 2 months probably. And he's very honest and open with that it's going to take time and it's going to take people. And I think he's surrounding himself with the right people to make those tough decisions so that we can get to a better place.
I guess time will tell. Like I said, I started out, I'm excited and I'm elated about where we are and the implications of that, not just for the presidency, but how that trickles down to the society overall. But we still have a lot of work to do. And everybody has to be engaged. And what's exciting about this is that lots of people who were disenfranchised have gotten engaged through this particular campaign and this process. So hopefully that will energize that next generation to know that they have to own this and they have to participate and they have to do it. It's not one person doing it. The pause, I guess, that I have is that we don't want to lose the momentum, and that's the part that gives me pause. We have to keep that energy level up and keep doing the kinds of things and take back America and make it what we really want it to be.
I finally feel like an American.
What does that mean?
I finally feel connected. Like before, it was not so much because he's a black man, but more or less because I actually voted this time.
This was your first time voting?
Yes.
And what pushed you or made you feel like this was the time to vote?
Change. I can't put it any other way.
I'm excited. I'm very excited. I voted for President-elect Obama, so I was very glad that he was elected. I think it's a big deal for our country.
What drives the excitement in terms of the inauguration, in terms of the new incoming president? What connects this moment to the excitement and the joy that drives your conversation here?
I think the undercurrent of change is not always pleasant in the onset, but on the the outset of that is just motivational, and so I think change is what's driving my energy. Just a refreshing sense that so many Americans have sensed it for a very long time, but now we're embarking right on change, and I think that is breathtaking, literally.
Well, I'm a third generation pastor, and my father and my mother were very heavy into the civil rights movement. Sit-ins, they're from Memphis, so they're familiar with the Jim Crow laws. I can remember when I was coming up to Buffalo when my father came to pastor a larger church in Buffalo, New York, from Memphis, Tennessee, that while we were on the road, they had 2 separate bathrooms for men. And I would ask my dad, well, why are there 2 bathrooms for men and 2 bathrooms for women? And he would explain to me that at one point in time that the African Americans had to go to one bathroom and the Caucasians had to use the other bathroom. So I'm very in tune with my culture. I'm very in tune with where we have come from, because my parents were so instrumental in helping to make those changes, and it's just become a reality. One of the things that really touched my heart, I'm telling you, I just started boo-hoo crying when I saw Jesse Jackson shedding those tears. I mean, another man of God who I know has seen what has gone on throughout the generations and how we've come from one point to the next, and how he even ran for president and couldn't make it. And now that this is something that actually happened, it just really grasped and touched my heart. And that's what moves me, that's what motivates me, that's what helps me to know that we can come from here and go to there. We can go from the gutter to the penthouse. You know, it doesn't matter where we've come from, it doesn't matter what our background may be, but we are able to be elevated in our lives. You know, through God, through Christ, all things are possible. And that's what motivates me, that's what gives me the energy and the feeling that I can go on.